look at this. All right. Okay. Looks like we're live. Welcome once again to another live broadcast here. This is actually, let me focus a little bit here. This is number 342, folks. Number 342. This is Your Solution Podcast Live. If you're a gambler and you can't stop, you can't quit, and you want to keep your money, welcome to the broadcast. We're going to get started here. This is your hour of power, Your Solution Podcast, 45 minutes, number 342. Peace, growth, confidence, and prosperity. I'm inviting you to stay here. I'm looking forward to supporting you on your way out. I'm looking forward to supporting you on your way out. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. That's what this is, the PNGZ zone. So I'm actually waiting for Coach Jim to come on. He may be coming on with us. I'm not sure. Once again, I am Coach Santos out of Stockton, California, and I'll be your host for a little bit. I'll try to be serious, and I'll try to be funny, and I'll stay as focused as I can because I'm kind of running a one-man show here. So I'm going to do the best that I can. So welcome to your live podcast. Jim and Tristan Bosky. Well, if you guys want to come on the camera, we can talk about determination here on the topic of determination tonight. We have some great things happening, but we are going to take the topic of determination, how to get determination and how to utilize determination. And we're going to be looking at a few key steps here. Once again, this is for peace, growth, confidence, building, and prosperity. So looks like Coach Jim out of Tucson is on board here. Let me do a little bit of a test, make sure we're not too loud. Out of time, 2:47. All right. So welcome, Jim. What's the word?
Hi there, Santos. Good evening. Yep. Another beautiful day in paradise, right?
Oh man, we're really getting it out here in California. It's really strong winds. So I'm hoping that everything works out because we're getting some especially where I'm at in this small area. So, but I could see I've got my camera on. I can see things floating around out front. It's kind of interesting. Anyways, so we've got a broadcast here. We're going to be talking about determination, right? What is determination? Where does it come from? Can you utilize it? How do you know you have it? Where do you go to get it? All this wonderful stuff. And we're going to have some help we're going to have a little bit of assistance from Chat GPT. So those of you that are not afraid of artificial intelligence, we're actually going to I may even just show you how this thing works to help you and me. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to breakthroughs here tonight. Jim, you waiting for a breakthrough of some kind? I am.
Yes, totally.
I am too. So we're started. Looks like we've got a little bit of an audience. We've got a proverb here. So we know the weather's already done and out of the way. How do you feel about this thing? How do you feel about determination? What is determination anyways? What really is determination? Jim, I'm going to give you the first few minutes here, and then I'm going to get into the proverb.
Yeah.
What is determination, and why should the gambler be concerned about determination?
Yeah, I think determination is like a decision that a person has made with some energy behind it, saying that no matter what, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get this thing done. I'm going to go and achieve this goal. Now, I think that determination definitely has some energy behind it, and that energy has to be fueled by certain things. And I think one of those things is, what you're looking for. And another thing is, why you want to go in that direction, and a specific plan, okay, or at least a direction, and I really think that the more focused a person is in what they want and why they want it, that determination is going to be stronger.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. I don't want you reading my notes there, Jim, but we're going to get into this a little bit deeper. We should have a better understanding of what determination is and how to get it, because we all need it. And that's what this broadcast is going to be about. So if you're ready to be determined for something, whatever it might be, you fill in the blank. It could be problem gambling. You're at the right place at the right time. All right. So please ask your questions. You're here. This is our podcast. This is your podcast. Number 342. Make sure I got the right numbers. I get a little bit mixed up with these numbers. So we're going to tear in the shit tonight. You guys want to tear in the shit tonight and get into some determination? We need to tear into some shit. By the way, make sure that you got your seatbelt on, locked, right? Turn down your all distractions. I'm going to recommend to have a pen and a piece of paper every single time. Well, Santos, I'm going to repeat it because your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders anyways. All right. Proverb 18, and then we're going to get into this thing. But before we do that, we're going to go straight to Chat GPT for a minute, and we're going to see what Chat GPT has to say about determination. Woo! By the way, shout out to Facebook, shout out to LinkedIn and YouTube. This is the proverb. Today, 18, Psalm 18, verse 1 and 2. It says, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. My strength. My strength. The Lord is my rock. My rock. A lot of people today are on little pebbles. A lot of people are standing on little pebbles, little rocks, little ones, pebbles. My rock, my fortress, my deliverer, my God, my strength, again, in whom I will trust. Why? For me? This is for me. Because there's a lot of lies and bullshit out there. That's why. In fact, the whole world is going... It is, sadly. I heard somebody say the world is just full of it. Anyhow. Let me see. I'm looking. Go ahead, Jim. We're going to get into this in a minute. Go ahead, Jim. And boss.
I think that this determination is like a driving force, right? And it's not only like a mental thing, it's a physical. It's like a combination of the two things, where you use two of these mental and physical aspects to kind of drive you towards your goal. And I think it's very important in order to be determined, you gotta be able not only to know exactly what you're going for, why you're going for it, but understand that we get distracted by a lot of things, and that's a big enemy. The distractions love to go ahead and fill in those little gaps, try to take us away from our focus. And I believe it's really important to know what we're going for, because if it's not strong enough, all those distractions, all those things out in the world, all those voices in your head will just go ahead and pull you away.
Exactly. We're going to get into that deeper, Jim. I do want to thank, actually, if you want to come on the camera, if you are on LinkedIn or on Facebook, by the way, I have a special friend that meets us here through Facebook, the Australian Health Show out of YouTube. I don't know if he'll be on tonight, maybe. Shout out to him. Let me make sure that I am staying focused here. If you want to come on the camera, I put the link up, okay? If you want to come on the camera, join us. Be a part of this community right now. Today, be a part of this explosive, dynamic enviro. Jim, you know what enviro means, right?
Environment.
There we go. That's a new word for all of us. Enviro. Hashtag enviro. You must create enviro. Number one, if you're going to have determination, let me throw in a little clue. You gotta have community. You gotta have enviro. You must make enviro. Okay. Thank you for that right there. So again, if you want to come on, please come on the camera. It's right there. I'll put it again. We've got seats available for a few more folks. And especially if you're a person that really wants to break away from gambling and you haven't been able to. You've tried to stop. You just can't. You haven't mustered it up. You haven't figured it out yet, man. It's just been so difficult. I'm glad you're here. Stay here. 45 minutes is going to go by very quick. It is. It's going to go by very quick. Already 12 minutes. Ask your question. So let's take a look at this real quick here. We're talking about, I asked ChatGPT, how do you determine, we all have these ideas, right? I know Jim was sharing some good thought. In fact, I thought he was reading my notes. But we all have these ideas and concepts. Sometimes it's really good just to go to the sources of what we can get. Now, there's no perfection in any of this. ChatGPT is not 100% perfect on all of this. But ChatGPT does a better job of putting it together than I do. So we're going to just read a little bit. And hopefully you're paying attention, folks. Hopefully you can see this. Can you guys, am I coming through good, nice and clear here? Are we coming through? Jim, can you see the image? Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. Hi, Laura. Sky Limit Lab. If I see a question, Jesse says, made it restful Sunday. Hello. If you have a question in there, throw it in there. Hey, let's get into some shit tonight. Come on, folks. I'm searching for folks that want breakthroughs, man. I really do want to hear testimonials from people across the world. Man, I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. I got some determination. Instead of, I hear a lot of, man, I just lost 150,000. Man, I lost 20,000. Man, I quit for 3 months, and it's like I read these comments over and over and over, and it's almost like, man, do I really want to be here? Well, Santos, you got to help some of these people get a breakthrough, man. It's not fair that you got it, right? Jim, you got it, and there's others. Cephas is no longer gambling. I don't think he ever gambled. Maybe he gambled in his own way. But we want to make sure that we get you in. Man, get that determination. Let's go to ChatGPT real quick here. So ChatGPT says obtaining. Let me bring this up just a little bit bigger. Oh, maybe not that high, huh? Okay, we'll keep it there. Obtaining determination and effectively utilizing it to achieve your goals involves a combination of mindset. Jim, you were talking about some of these. That's why I stopped you. I didn't want you to get, we don't want to. I know that you know the future, Jim. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe you do know the future, but we don't want to get ahead of it. So in consistent actions, right? Strategies, folks, we can make stuff difficult. That's the problem with what's really going on, right? If you take one thing out of this podcast, one thing, we don't have to smart goals and we're going to set this and the other. No, just pay attention, be present. Okay, so mindset, strategies, and consistent actions, right? Where do you make consistent actions? You can do that in a place called an environment. Here are steps to help you cultivate determination and put it to use in various aspects of your life. Okay, I like that. Here are steps. Now I'm going to give Jim an opportunity to share before we do it. I'm going to read a little bit of the next one, and then Jim's going to share. He was already on this thought. Here are the steps to help you cultivate determination and put it to use in various aspects, right? Number one, here's Jim's echo. Determine what you want to achieve and define your goals with clarity. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and end time bar. But this is big stuff, right? We don't have to get into that. We're going to break this down in a minute. Right? But it says determine what you want. Determine what you want. Now, Jim, I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk about that, because can you achieve determination without?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think subconsciously, the mind always wants to find a safe place. And I think as a default, the mind is determined to pull you into the comfort zone. It's determined. No matter what happened, I'm going to go ahead and, the mind is going to go ahead and just default to the comfort zone. And that could be a very, very, negative place. It feels good momentarily, but yeah. And then the mind only thinks that this is the only place to go. It's very determined to be safe, right? But we want to transcend that, because we're aware of ourselves now. We are aware that that safe place is actually a poisonous place. It's a bad place. It does us no good. It wastes our money. It wastes our time. It wastes our energy, right? Yeah. So now we're becoming a little bit more clear, on where we want to go. And for the viewers on this program, it's to be gamble free, right? To be gamble free.
Exactly. And that's the goal, to crush this thing, to stop the loss, to stop the pain that you feel inside, right? To stop the shame. That's why you want to be determined, because you really want to, it talks about identify your reason. Just that one topic right there, identifying your reason, sitting down and just figuring out a reason. Could you come up with a good enough reason to become determined or to kickstart? You got to kind of like pull, what do you call those? The cord starter on the 2 horsepower engines. Recoil, Jim?
Yeah, the pull starter.
Yeah. The pull starter. Right? The pull starter to get sitting down and identifying your reason. Many people want to stop gambling. I hear it all. I know many people want to stop gambling. I hear it all the time. In fact, for a little bit, Jim, Laura, Mark, Sky Limit, Tristan, for a little bit, I was becoming discouraged myself. Really? And I'm thinking, wait a minute. You got to dig deeper. What's my reason for being here? Right? If I didn't have a good enough reason, I probably wouldn't be here on this beautiful Sunday night, like Jesse said. I wouldn't be here. By the way, if you want to come on the camera and you're not chicken, come on the camera so we can really get into this. Tear some shit up in here, right? Develop some determination for Monday. So, yes, identifying, your reason. If you don't have a reason, do you really want to quit? Do you really want to stop? The other thing is, don't beat yourself down because you don't have, maybe the reason why you don't have a good enough reason is because the focus thieves are they've got you. The limiting beliefs got a hold of you. It's like the fog, John Carpenter's fog, right? It's all messed up when the fog and you just can't see what's in front of you. No reason. And it makes it really difficult. It makes it impossible, basically. So, people are wondering, why can't I stop? Why can't I quit gambling? Look at right here. Identify your reasons for pursuing these goals. Understand why they are important. Why are these things important to you? And how achieving them will benefit your life. How often do you sit down and think, right? Man, if I take this step, what's it going to do for me? What's it going to do for Jim? Right? What's it going to do for my job? What's it going to do for next week? You know, you keep going forward and thinking about good things. What's it going to do for you 2 months from now? That's good feeling, man, when you know that you're going somewhere and you're on the rock and you have strength to defeat the more battles that are coming. Right, Jim?
Yeah, Santos. I mean, when I think about reasons, I think about people who have addictions. You know, I think that all the people who have addictions, they kind of know that what they're doing is bad for them, and they understand that you know, what they're doing is bad, and they know what the right thing to do is. However, I think the tough part is like, how do you get out of that mindset and that emotional state of taking that to, you know, action? Because
Yeah.
it has to be a feeling, and we all talk about hitting rock bottom, and Jim Rohn talked about this before. It's like, how does change in your life happen? It starts with like disgust, right? Disgust. You have, I mean, it's an emotional thing. It's like you say, I've had it. I've had it. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick of being broke. I'm sick of losing my money. I'm sick of crying. You know, I'm sick of, you know, being desperate.
Yeah.
It's it's an emotional thing, and I think when you're determined, you know, that kind of disgust, I would say, is like kind of the emotional fuel that you'll need to kind of start moving in the right direction.
Yeah, determination is like it's like a it's like a thrust, right? But you got to feed it little bits of raw material in order for it to take off. So these are the little things that you have to do, and you don't have to try to do them all, right? But even if you find just one, like there's a lot of things that you can put together. You keep it simple, right? You could do a meeting. You can go to a meeting. You can even go to GA meeting if you want to. You can do a meeting like this community. Keep it simple, and then just one notepad and one reason. By the way, welcome, Jesse. Jesse's on board here on the camera. Good to see you.
Good
Give you a
evening.
minute here to share. Good to see you.
Oh,
So, you know, it's not difficult. We make it difficult, and the world is making it difficult, and the gambler is actually making it more difficult for himself, because the deeper he goes into the hole, the worse it gets, the more fog, the more difficult. The word determination, you know what? The word determination is only going to mean something to the person that really wants it, right? The gambler that's not looking to stop, and determination is just another word, loose word that we can just throw around. And of course, that's dangerous when we throw words around, very dangerous. It could be dangerous to the self and dangerous to other people. Jesse, welcome all the way from Fresno.
yes, sir. California.
There we go.
How's everybody?
Hi there, Jesse. Hope you're doing
Hi.
well.
Yeah, I'm doing well. It's good. Good to be. I always look forward to Sunday night
Let me
and
see here. Let me see something
determination.
here. There we go. Had just a little
Yeah.
bit of a picture. We'll take out the Chat GPT for a moment. We'll go back to Chat GPT because I believe it's important for us to stay focused on helping you on the other side that truly want to get away from what it is that you want to get away from. And determination is obviously a key, right? It's a key factor. If you don't have it, you don't have it. If you don't have it, you must get it, because determination is going to help you obviously put it all together. But without a reason, I mean, we're all here for a reason. Jesse,
Yes, sir.
share, man.
Yeah, you know what? The topic is awesome. Determination. Um, for me personally, I need to step out bold, and come on and talk about it because I battle just like like you say, Santos, everybody battles. If we don't say we don't battle, then we're kind of like, are we the Lone Ranger?
Yeah.
But I battle every time. But you have to be determined, and you got to keep pushing it away,
Mhm.
whatever the cost. Just like use whatever strategies or that works for you to push it away and just keep grinding, whatever you call it. Grind.
Mhm.
And things just come up. It's like, oh man, maybe I just go. Maybe a friend comes by. Yeah, hey, I was over there at the casino and this and that. But those things just try to, they try to get enticed. You try to get you get enticed. But so far so good. I'm just thankful to God, and I'm just determined to plug away. Still, I have to because
Yeah.
it's a dead end road. It's like, uh, you know, it's sad days. It's like, you want to go there again.
Mhm.
And I just what else could I say? It all starts with you got to, like you said, like Santos says, you got to dig deeper. You got to dig deeper and pull it out. In that inner man to just greater is he that's in us than he that's in the world. You got to fight back with weapons and tell your
Exactly.
brain, no, it isn't going to happen today. Be determined and stuff like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Determination. I think it's when I started thinking about that, and Jim, I spoke to Jim earlier in the week and he had some thoughts, and I was thinking, well, they tie along with what I'm thinking. Determination. When we're kind of moving in one direction, it's good to have, a good community. It's good to have an environment, and it's good to have people that you can kind of trust. I know I don't expect to be trusted by everybody. I don't expect people just to come to my channel and say, well, hey, I'm going to trust Santos 100%. If you think that, I'm fallible just like you can trust in some of the things that I'm doing, and you can take away from what I'm sharing with you, but don't, I'm a man just like everybody else, and just, I'm fallible. And I'm glad that you're sharing that, Jesse, because I know Jim shares the same thing. And that's why it's important for us to be around people that are actually real. They're not like, we're not like, yeah, we all, hey, I personally don't gamble anymore, but do I get tempted to gamble? Have I gotten tempted? And I'm not going to sit here and judge somebody because somebody fell into gambling. If somebody truly wants to get away
Right.
from gambling, if they truly want to get away from gambling, I highly commend that. But if somebody's struggling with gambling, well, then I'm not going to beat you down or judge you, but I'm going to encourage you. And environment, and be around people, read a book, do something to help. Because if you don't, even little things, and two things that I want to bring up too is something that's vital is health. And Chat
Mhm.
GPT brings that up. I may bring that up in a little bit here. But I got this book from it's a little book I got from donating to the veterans. I got it in the mail today, and I thought, wow, this is an interesting little book. It's a little book, and it has the Constitution of the United States. And I was reading this. It's a very nice booklet, and the way it's worded and everything, it's so elegant and so beautiful and everything. And I thought, man, for a minute there, I thought how wonderful the United States is. I'm grateful for the United States, but this is not what it really is anymore. A lot of the things that are being said, I don't think the United States really stands behind this, behind closed doors. And it was just kind of strange that I was reading this, and I'm going to read it anyways because it's interesting just to read it. I've never read a little book like this. And I guess I'm saying that is because it's good to be around people. It's good to be around truth. People that you can feel truth from, that you feel supported by. Is that Jesse on the live stream?
Yes, yes, it is, sir. Rez.
Go ahead, Jim. Give Jim an opportunity to share here. We've got, we're almost at the 30 minutes, but go ahead, Jim. Share your thought about,
Yeah.
let me see if I
How's it
can
going, Jim?
bring in the chat GPT again. I'm not sure if I can, but let me see. I think I can. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
think an important component of determination is cultivating hope. Okay. You got to be able to see, some benefit in the future. And I believe that we can create that, you know. And I was thinking about this week. I was talking to Eric, and I said that, you know what? I think one of the best things that we can bet on, and I was saying that, a lot of the people on this program can identify is betting, right? Gambling. We should be gambling on ourselves. We should be betting on ourselves. There's just too much that we're focused on that distracts us. We are basically at the mercy of ridiculous thoughts, distractions, the media, you know our imaginations. We're at the mercy of these things that pop into our mind that drive us into a small corner and make us feel that we can't do anything. We don't have any hope. We don't, we can't do anything. So now it's time to take a stand and say, you know what, I'm going to go and put all my chips on myself. I'm going to I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I'm
Mhm.
going to go ahead and bet all in on me. you know Now, I'm not going to go ahead and
Exactly.
put it on the government. I'm not going to go ahead and put it
Mhm.
on, the news. I'm not going to go and put it on my negative thoughts, my thoughts that like to go ahead and create false, negative, imaginary places of doom and gloom. I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what, I am going to go ahead and beat this habit. I'm going to beat this addiction, and I'm going to do whatever it takes, and I see the victory. It's as good as done. It's as good as done. I'm
Yeah.
betting on myself. And, if you think about this, it's like, hey, you were betting on the slot machine, the blackjack table,
Mhm.
over and over and over again, right?
Yep.
And where
Mm-hmm.
did it lead you? Where did it lead you? Why don't you bet on yourself? Why don't you go ahead and start putting effort, time, and energy
Mhm.
into me, right? Do it over and over and over again, without the distractions, regardless of the consequences, what happens, because guess what? The more you do it, the actual work that you're putting in, regardless of, you achieving your goal or not, you start building some strength. You start building some muscle. You start building some confidence, you
Mm-hmm.
know, in what you're doing. And that's the kind of fuel that you'll need to increase your determination, and make that light, more and more bright so that you can go ahead and move towards that goal. Okay. I,
Yeah, exactly. And like Jesse was saying, we all have those moments, you know, we all feel alone. I heard somebody say this the other day that maybe the reason why you feel all alone is because you're ahead of the pack. Which pack are you ahead of? And I'm thinking, that's interesting, right? Because the person up front usually is going to be feel lonely. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. So, I believe that maybe if we have that loneliness feeling, maybe we're ahead of our time or we're ahead of people. I don't, maybe that's just a thought. But I wanted to focus on this real quick, and I want to give Jesse an opportunity to share once again. Here, um, stay healthy. We're going to go back to the beginning. I'm not going to be all over this page because I really wanted us to focus on your reason and really focus on just determination. Get that word determination floating around. In fact, who was it that said they were dreaming the other day? Anyways, we were talking about something, and next thing you know, they're dreaming about it, right? The more you talk about the word, even just talking about the word determination, even just hearing the word determination, it can it can do something very positive. It can charge you emotionally, or you can run from it, right? You can let the FTs and the LBs and whatever else get in your way. But staying healthy is something vital, and we don't talk a lot about it. I think we're going to talk about this next week. Doing little things to help you stay healthy. And I'm going to go back to the top, but this is key, folks. This is key. Health. Confusion. The gambler faces confusion. He faces deception. Losses. Multiple losses. Think about this with me. What's going on with this individual or the woman? It could be a woman, female, or the male, right? Low energy. All of that is creating low energy. And then you add shame. You add shame to that. So you got confusion, you got deception, you've got losses, you've got low energy. You definitely don't really want to go to work. You're not excited on Monday morning. You're not excited on Friday either, because when you get your check, it's gone. So you bring shame. What does that do? That can bring illness. It can make your body weak. It can make your immune system, and it will. You open yourself up to illnesses. That's not going to help you with determination. So identifying these things, but going back, all right, I wanted to put that plug in there about your health. Your health is important. It really is. Your health is important. And if you haven't really been focusing on your health, you should. The little bits that you can do it. The little bits that you can do it. Number one, I'm going to go back to this, and we're going to be ending pretty soon here, but I want this to stay with us. This is good too. Be open and honest about your struggles. This is a great place to do that. Wait a minute. I went too far. Okay, here we go. Back again. Obtaining determination and effectively utilizing it to achieve your goals involves a combination of mindset, strategies, and consistent actions. Mindset, strategies, and consistent actions. If you're ill, if you're low energy, these are the things that you have to be aware of. Why do you have low energy? Well, you're going to pop more energy drinks. That's not what's going on. You're just feeling low energy because you're losing money. If you lose money, you're going to feel low energy. Yep. It's a hard pill to swallow. These games will go into your front pockets, right? Whatever you got in your pocket. For the ladies, it's whatever you got in your bra. You go into whatever, and then after that's gone, it goes after your cards. Well, I'm going to save my bank account, so I'll use my credit card. Well, it'll go after the credit cards first, and then it'll go after your bank account. You won't be able to save your bank account. You will not. I'm going to shut up and let Jesse share, because I know I can see the wheels rolling, man.
Yeah. Just on that note, it's like, I remember going back to the cage, and, I ran my business, and it's like, it was like, I had jobs lined up. So it's kind of like, I had like, okay, if I want to still play, I'll go to the cage, and I'll get an advance. And on Monday, I have to go to that job and I have to put that money back. That's how, times get, in the mix. But, I just want to throw that in there on that note. But as far as the health, I was been determined. You have to make your mind up. I've been walking. I just walk here. There's a nice boulevard. So I said, I'm going to hit that. And I used to run it in sports. The coach used to send us out there. So, man, I have it right here, blocks away, and I can walk it. So I'm determined to take that route and walk. And the casino, I was just smoking. What the heck? Everybody's smoking here. I'm just going to go ahead and smoke. My health was going to crap. Say, I wasn't drinking because I don't drink, but I was smoking. I go, what the heck? And I never smoked for years. But the casino had opened that door, and the nervousness, all that stuff. Oh, you're losing, you're trying to win, and all that game, that mind game in there. But
Mhm.
yeah, just you have to clear the way in yourself and just determine. I have a grandson that said, you know what, you know, I gotta live long to, so he can have a grandfather, to look up to, and I gotta be healthy. So that's another reason I'm determined to do these things. I'm not getting any younger, but
Yeah.
whatever I can get healthy and be determined to do that for my own sake and health. Hey, why not? Why not?
Exactly. Exactly. A little bit, I started, I actually have a store where I sell natural health products online. And I take just one in particular, and I love the product. But just doing something, a little bit of something to help compensate, because I don't eat perfect. I'd like to. Maybe when I'm making millions of dollars, maybe I might have a personal chef.
Yeah.
But until then, I just basically I do my best. I do my best, but I
Well, like
know
you say, in the mindset, your mindset.
that's not good enough. You have to compensate. And even like if a person's gambling, if you're watching this broadcast and you're gambling, you're coming here, that is a step forward. You should not feel ashamed because you came here, and we're talking about this. You shouldn't feel ashamed. You should keep coming back here. If you
Heck yeah,
stumbled onto this broadcast, I believe it was meant for you to be here. And we just fight.
exactly.
We fight, and things happen. Like, and emotionally, we don't. Oh man, maybe I should have watched another video, or I should have watched Santos. I came across this video, but we don't do it. So instead of that emotional hunch that's good, we give into the other emotional hunch that's bad, and we end up with no determination.
I remember watching you on the 40s and 50 episodes, Santos, when I found your channel, and I was gambling heavy. And I wasn't not even afraid. I was in Monterey, and I was going 3 hours to the casino. And then I would after the day,
Wow.
before and after, I would listen to you, and then I go, I was still itching. I was still, I was trying to do the bill buster in my brain. You know what? I got some money, but I'm going to invest this. This is how my mind was thinking. I'm going to invest this money.
The
Yeah,
game,
sure.
yeah,
Me and my wife go have fun, go eat, and get a free buffet. But my mindset was to do a bill buster. How much more could I? If I went in there, somebody's got to win. I could go win and pay all my bills and knock them out.
yeah.
But that wasn't happening. The
We
loser, But
we get, yeah. It's we
the
feed
trickery of the
ourselves,
brain.
and after a while, after a while, when you start losing a lot of money,
You can't
that's
outsmart it. Yeah, you can't.
if you. I mean, some people hit it. Some people get hit really fast. Wow, I'm not going to do this because they get hit hard. But others, man, it takes years, and it just wears away. It wears away, and
But
then finally yeah,
when you would stress those micro speeches, that hit home to me. That's like, man, you were just like punching it out there and being, you just say it like it is. And that's the stuff that I think it gets people's attention. Like what you did, it did to me, because I got to have it, being a hard hit, I got to have it straight and bam. And
yeah,
it just like, boom, it just like you're, you get like, all right, stops you in your tracks and you, okay. And, slowly but surely I started getting stronger and stronger. Kept, determined to just keep watching. And I got stronger and stronger. It's like I could care less about being there. I think the most part maybe I'll go eat, but I haven't. It's like, and I just say thank God, man. As I've been
yeah.
going the
After
other way.
a while, yeah, after a while, you begin to realize, man, this.
What's that term?
I mean,
You're
you can
dead to
go
me.
right, but it's
You're
not.
dead to me.
Yeah, it's not the same anymore. You can go there, but then, if you go there and then you realize, well, wait a minute, I've been away from it. I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
I can fall back into it. Your mind. The problem is that your mind will play tricks on you. That's the problem. Your mind will actually begin to play tricks on you, and your mind will, excuse my language, but your mind will fuck you up. That's why, you have to stay in recovery mode all the time.
Straighten that
If
brain
you don't want to, if you don't want to lose, if you don't want to lose money. But again, I got tired of losing. Honestly, I just got tired of losing. I felt ashamed. I felt like I was in a prison like the keys were gone. That prison took my money. It literally feels like you're in a prison. Like it takes your money. It robs you of your joy, of your freedom, of your happiness, and you do feel like you're blocked in a cell. And it's hard for you sometimes even come out and talk to people because you don't believe that anybody can really help you. It gets to that point where you feel almost completely helpless. And I've been there. I know what that feels like. It's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible feeling. It's just, you become suicidal. And so anyhow, let's get back to the program here, because we're almost at the end. But I got to go through this here. I want to thank. I got to go through this here before we go any forward. I want to thank Out of Time for his donation. And by the way, those of you that are here, remember to comment. Remember to share a video. Leave a comment. I'm always answering. In fact, I'm noticing I'm always answering a lot of comments, and people don't respond to the comments. I'm like, what's going on? I'm leaving comments after comments. I've had a few people that do respond, but I noticed lately it's like more people, they seem like they're distracted. They come to the channel, they watch like 2 or 3 minutes of my video, and they'll put a comment like, help me, man. I just lost all my family's money. But I'm like, okay, I see the comment. YouTube sends them to me right away. I usually take a few minutes to respond sometimes. But when I respond back, the person doesn't respond, and I can't. They got a channel. And I'm just, like I said, that's why I really want to make sure that everybody helps. There's people that are there's people that are going to die. There's people that are going to kill themselves tonight. Sadly, they're going to take their life because they feel like they don't have anybody anymore. The money's gone. The house or whatever maybe is gone. And the marriage or the relationship and the children have abandoned. It's happening tonight. It's happening as we speak. And I hope to prevent it. That's my goal. Jim, I know we've been speaking here. We want to give you a few minutes here.
Turn.
But before we do, make sure, please support this mission. Listen, I've got something very cool we're going to be doing. We've got GABA, the Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Advance. We're going to actually really be pushing that. We're doing some final touches. We're making it better. We have a program that we're going to be pushing to really support people that want to get determination to the highest level possible to crush this thing before the next 6 months, this next year. So visit soldiersofselfmastery.com if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you want support and you feel alone and you can't quit. You can't quit. You can't do it alone. The link is there, Soldiers of Self Mastery, and connect with me. I want to know about you. I want to know who you are, and could I support you in some way? It's not about freebies, but we can connect and we can empower. That's the goal, to empower, to help people, help you on the other side, break those chains and get out of that shameful spirit that you're in, that you hate and despise at this point in your life. So we do have that. I'm inviting you. And then we have Wednesdays. We're doing an open podcast, kind of an interview type thing on Wednesdays with Coach Cephas, and Coach Jim might be with us here also. So welcome. Listen, you know what? Gambling is a lie. Don't let it take your money. Don't let it rob you of your bank account, your credit cards. Don't let it do it to you. Don't let it. You don't have to. You don't have to. Go ahead, Jim. Yeah, I was thinking about the person who's addicted to whatever, gambling, let's say, and they keep on doing it. They keep on doing it. And, there's so much damage that's going on through addiction. Um, it's like, it's like you're cheating on your wife. You're cheating on your children, right? You're cheating on yourself, but yet you keep doing it. So why aren't you thinking about those people? You know,
Mm.
maybe it's because you don't care about yourself. But I was thinking about that a little bit deeper, and I'm thinking maybe, the reptilian mind is actually in a twisted way caring about you in a twisted, distorted way to
Mhm.
keep you in that comfort zone. I mean, like everyone's tried riding a bicycle when they were young, or maybe roller skating, maybe at the beginning. And, some kids, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it, you know, because, they have this fear of falling. So what do? They stay on the ground. They stay on the ground in the corner, right? But I mean, what does staying on the ground in the corner do for you as you grow up, right? Makes you weak, makes you afraid and fearful. you know I mean, having that kind of courage to go and face that situation that you're in, you know you got to have that kind of courage. You got to go ahead and have that determination. You have to have that kind of hope in order to pick yourself up and say, you know what, I'm going to go and try riding this bike. I'm going to go and try getting on these roller skates. I might fall down, yeah. And
And
I
you have
think
to
that,
go where the roller skates are. You have to
yeah,
go to get the roller skates, right? You have to go. If you're going to get on the bike, you got to go where the bike is. Well, the bike is across town. It's in another city, or it's
yeah.
on another podcast. It's in another video. It's in another book. If you need to, spend $15 or $20 on yourself. Invest in yourself. We treat ourselves like shit most of the time. To be honest, we do. Gamblers, man.
And Santos, I'm thinking that there's a lot of trauma when you start addressing, you know, those questions. Why don't I care about my family? Why do I spend all their money, my children's money? Why do I spend all my? I don't care about myself. I hate myself. I don't like I'm worthless, right? So you can get yourself into a very dark place, instead of saying, you know what, I believe in myself. I care about myself. It's right there. You can go in two directions, right? You can say, you know what, I have a choice. I care about myself, and I'm going to go and do the things that are good for me and my family. Okay.
Yeah,
Or you can go and say, you know what, I'm stupid. I'm worthless. I'm no good. There's no hope, right? But you
yeah.
got to get to
Reverse.
that awareness right there. It's like, what's going on here? Why am I in
Mm.
this situation? Why do I put myself in this situation? What am I afraid of? Why do I keep on going to this place? It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good going to this place, but it's absolutely doing nothing for me. It's destroying me, destroying my family. Why am I doing this?
That's
Maybe I'm escaping myself,
yeah. Determine that, and again, going back to the chat, determine. You determine what you want. The problem with the gambler is the gambler needs somebody in front of him or something in front of him telling him, "Hey, this is the way." The gambler is so blinded, he needs somebody to say, In fact, I wanted to mention that the Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Advance. We're really going to push that to help around the world. We're going to push that over the next few months to really help gamblers. They don't come to the broadcast. We're going to go to them. We're going to put something on your phone. We're going to put it in your living room, on your TV. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to push GABA. And I want to thank all of you guys that are part of this, that are making this happen too. You guys are all part of this. You're making this happen. But again, set clear goal. You set one clear goal. Determine what you want. Now, there's all kinds of ways to achieve determination. There's all kinds of ways that you can, but maybe I shouldn't say all kinds of ways. There's a few ways, right? You can go to an environment, you can read a book, you can hang out with people. You hang out with a certain person, you can develop that determination. But you got to know determine what you want, or else you're not going to do it. It won't be done, right? If you when you find your reason, when you find that reason of you're sick and tired of whatever it is, maybe it's the loss of money, it's the shame that you have to deal with every week. It could be loss of your, Jim was talking about relationships. What is it that you want out of this thing? I mean, how's it feel? I tell you, man, it feels dirty. I just got scammed by some friends. I hate to say that, but it's the truth, man. I trusted people. And you know what? When I found out that I got burned that night, that day, oh man, I was heated, man. And here's the thing. These are people that have been on Facebook for several years now. They're all gone. And I don't know what happened to these people. I don't have any idea. All I know is my money's gone. The last time I'll ever trust in that to do everything. In fact, I'm not even getting in. I've tried different things to do businesses and stuff like that. We all experiment. I'm tired. I'm just going to work on my own business. And that's something I preach. The grass is greener underneath my feet. And I'm not saying that I've abandoned my mission. I haven't. But in a sense, I feel like I have. I've gone over to somebody else's yard and I've kind of looked at their toys and stuff. And I said, hey, can I sell your shit? Can I push your shit, your service? Instead, I'm going to look at my stuff and say, Santos, what can I bring? What service can I get paid for? What product can I bring to people that will do justice for a family or somebody else and I can earn a living off of that, right? That's credible thinking. That's what I promote. That's what I'm sharing. Anyway, I've said enough. I've got the call to action coming up here. Jesse, I want to give you an opportunity to share here a minute or two because we're going to be getting off the airways. And then Jim and anybody else, if you've got a question, we'll have to see you on Wednesday. Go ahead. Let me get this off. Jesse, you want to share?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really ramping up. I want to ramp up my business this year. It's been because I transitioned. I moved to Fresno from Monterey. Mm-hmm. But I want to ramp up, determined to get my business back up, concrete business. I've been in the concrete since the 1980s. But wow. Just to throw that into the determination, there's licensing and insurances. So my goals are set, I want to ramp it up and then utilize that, be profitable. If it's not profitable, it's not worth being in it. But so I'm going to hit this area. I'm here now, stationed here. But I'm here and appreciate this evening. It's me coming on here. It's just going to anchor more strength.
Exactly.
Because unless you talk about it, people out there, if you want to get more stronger, come on. Like John says with Jim, you got to talk about it. You got to get out there, and it's like stepping stones, one after another. You're gonna build strength, mm-hmm. And we're human beings, so but this
build cement underneath the feet, right? Instead of sand.
Exactly, a solid foundation, not a sinking sand.
Yep.
Like the Lord says, don't build your house on a sinking sand, but on it's reminiscent. You always got to go back to quotations and just dig and just say, yeah, and it does strengthen you.
Yeah, we pass. Exactly, Jesse. We pass by, we meet, and sometimes it's for a little season, and then sometimes we move on. It'd be nice if we can all be together forever, right? Sometimes I think, oh man, if we can just make this group bigger and help more people, but that's just not. People come and go, and as long as you stay true to your values, right, and or principles and values, and you work them. Well, you know what? I've got things work them. I made a mistake. I felt, I lost. Work them. Get up and work them, and treat yourself with dignity and respect, and know that you can because there's other people doing it. Go ahead, Jim. And then I've got my call to action, man.
Yeah. So, when we make a decision, to start trusting ourselves, to bet on ourselves, and we set ourselves to be determined to start moving in a direction, you know, we have to understand that, optimistic panic doesn't, carry us through. Okay. We can get all excited, and say, no more. But we also have to do the following. We have to create a plan. We need to get educated, right? And we need to follow through. Okay. Because if we don't have a plan, if we're just going to go out and do like a shoot from the hip kind of deal, that brings in the high probability that distractions are going to go ahead and invade our mind and invade our thinking, and the doubt's going to come in when we don't have a plan. So I encourage everyone to keep watching Santos's videos, keep on following his instructions, read his book, get educated about how you can go and tackle your addictions, right?
Amen.
Because, we can go ahead and, get pumped up now, right? But you know what? We'll just fall back to our addictions. We'll fall back to our addictions if we don't get organized. We have to get organized. So I encourage everyone to just, have confidence in yourself, bet on yourself. I would bet on yourself more than anything in the world, right? And then start making a plan, taking action. And then that's going to grow your determination. That will grow determination when you start taking it step by step, doing the action, following through, and you're going to go and say, you know what, I can do this. I can do this,
That is so true.
I'm
Planning.
there. That's the call to action right there, folks. So shout out to Facebook, shout out to LinkedIn, to YouTube. And Johnny, I thought it said Johnny Ringo for a minute there. I was going to say Johnny Ringo. But somebody just walked over my tombstone. No, it's Johnny Rodrigo. This is amazing. Thank you for being and hanging out with us. Hopefully you got something and you're walking away with something, Johnny. Thanks for all your time and effort. I pray your podcast reaches more people who are struggling with gambling addiction. I believe it is, and I thank you for that. So come back again. We're going to be back here on Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Lord willing. We'll be here on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Lord willing. We'll be here on Wednesday coming up. So with that said, look at your life as if it's literally bleeding red blood. If you look at your life as if it's literally bleeding red blood, you may want to stop the bleeding. All right. Again, Jim gave the call to action. I'm done. I want to thank all of you guys that are here. Johnny Rodrigo, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. Laura Swihart. I'm not going to say last names here. Laura, thank you for being here with us. Amen. Amen. Been a while. Good to see you. Tristan Bosky. No gambling zone. Mark, Laura, Tristan, MG. Let me see. MG. Very well said, Jim. There we go. Race. Hey, good to see you, Race. This video was based right here on a comment that you left in one of my videos. Determination, Jesse. Race. And Jesse, too. Determination. All right. Who else was with us? That was Eric. Eric was with us. Thank you for hanging out. Out of time. Did we get out of time? Yes, we did. Out of time. And then we got Sky Limit. Was it Sky? Was it Sky Limit Lab? There we go. Thank you. All right, folks. Take action. The 7-day challenge is on. So let's work on no gamble for 7 days. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. All right. With that, I'm done, guys. Jesse, Jim, thank you guys for hanging out.
Have a good week.
Thank you, Santos. Thank you, Jesse. You have a great week.
You
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Peace. All right, Jesse, thank you for hanging out.